Sad news today from the Lancaster County SPCA after an unexplained death of one of the dogs in their care. Test results confirm the death was caused by a highly contagious canine disease, and to contain the outbreak, severe measures had to be taken. News 11's Peter Taraborelli explains.
The results are in, and the dog that died at the Lancaster SPCA last week was infected with the Canine Distemper virus. It is a fatal disease that is airborne, so the SPCA did not waste any time when the dog first got sick.
In the meantime, while we were waiting for her results, we went ahead and spent the money to test all of our dogs and to do tighter checks on them to ensure that they were fully protected from the virus itself.
The shelter was closed and every dog was tested. Unfortunately, the results were not what the shelter volunteers wanted to see. 14 of the dogs were susceptible to the virus and were exposed to the sick animal, so drastic measures had to be taken.
We opted to humanely euthanize those 14 dogs to make sure that the cycle did not continue. We do not have quarantine area space to quarantine 14 dogs for a month period.
There was no other option available.
To find other space to quarantine the dogs would put the community dogs at risk if we would allow people to take them out the shelter. And that's just not an option we wanted to consider because of the fact that we ultimately are trying to keep the deaths to a minimum that are a result of the canine distemper.
The shelter was sanitized completely and the current dogs are all immune. Starting tomorrow, they will once again reopen for adoptions, but the reason those 14 dogs had to be put down will weigh heavy on the volunteers' hearts.
It makes you angry when you're forced to, consider euthanasia for dogs that potentially could have, been protected just by a simple $25 vaccine from your vet annually.
In Lancaster, I'm Peter Taraborelli.